Little Goku! Little Super Saiyajin 3 Goku! He's fracking cool. Let's put more Dragon Ball Z on the shelf. Okay, so we already showed off this little dude. He's cool. I don't even remember where he came from. If I remember right, he was one of those like little $6 grab bag figure things that maybe you would get lucky and get something cool, and maybe you would get fucked. And I lucked out. I got a cool Super Saiyan 3 Goku. It's the only one I have. And yeah, I'm fine with that. So let's introduce the Saiyan Saga today, shall we? That's what we're going to go ahead and introduce here. And we're going to start with, technically, like I said, all these figures. One of the reasons for doing this is to be able to, like, get the dust off these dudes. One of the coolest guys that I have, and he's pretty much he's one of two Piccolos, one of the only two Piccolos I have. I might have three now, actually, but this is a cool piece. And he was only about $35. But this is the sacrificial Piccolo, and his detail is extraordinary. This is the Piccolo that sacrifices himself. This is the exact moment where he throws himself in front of Gohan, and after the smoke clears, he's still standing there like this. The only thing that could have made this statue better would have been some decent blood effects. But he is solid. He is really, really cool. I like Piccolo a lot, and I think he's one of those characters that gets screwed and left behind. Happens with a lot of the characters. If you're not a Saiyan, you're not important. That gets old. That gets really old, because I like characters like Piccolo, and yes, I like Krillin, okay? I like Krillin. Krillin is not the joke that Team 4-Star made him out to be. That irritates me to no end, that Krillin is a joke. Yamcha is a joke. That's your favorite character. I'm sorry. I really don't understand how. Because he was left behind and made a joke in Dragon Ball. The guy can't make it past round 1 of any tournament. Now he gets screwed every time, and then he gets noticed by Roshi like he's supposed to have this big potential. But then he gets trained, and he basically just uses it to develop Wolf Fang Fist 2 and 3, and that never amounts to anything. Then they try to make it like he's the rival to Ten Shinhan. No, you're not. No, you're not. And it really kills me when they send him to the other world, when they kill him in the Buu Saga, and he goes to the other world, and he's like making sport of the other world champions that Goku had a legitimate, like, difficult fight with. Yamcha's not that good, show. He's not that good. He never has been. He never will be. Yamcha should have been the joke of that series. But they didn't have that. They had Krillin. And they decided to go with what they had, which was Krillin. So Krillin became a joke. And now so many people reference him as a joke in Dragon Ball and in Dragon Ball Z and on the internet, the wonderful internet, and even my friend base, which has mostly seen all of Dragon Ball Z. Like, they even often reference Krillin as this joke. Krillin was on the battlefield. He was relevant. He was brave for what it was worth. He'd already died once. He didn't have a second shot with the Dragon Balls in all of the Saiyan Saga. But he was on the front line all the time, being useful, doing things. And even if he had no business being there, even if his own insignificance at times would show, he wasn't running. In the Saiyan Saga, he trained. He was even willing to go help Goku. Until Piccolo stepped in. Until Piccolo stepped in at the beginning of the Saiyan Saga, Krillin was going to go help Goku. He was like, I'll go fight Raditz with you. I'll do it. Roshi was also willing to go. you could say they would have got destroyed, but Krillin will surprise you from time to time. He's able to do abilities that other people really can't do very well. He was the first to master the Destructo Disc, which is an ultra-powerful, ridiculous attack, which could have killed Nappa. In fact, it may have even killed Vegeta, because Vegeta explicitly warns Nappa, don't touch it when Krillin throws it. Vegeta knew its danger and was capable of using it himself, used it to cut off Gohan's tail, but knew its potential danger and knew that from this point we necessarily should not take Krillin as a complete joke, because he literally has the ability to end us. Krillin has the multi-wave thing, that giant Kamehameha Masenko Ha type blast where he throws it out and then he can separate it and move it and throw it into different attack waves. So he shoots one blast, splits it into like 5 or 6. He makes excellent work of the Sun Fist, the Solar Flare. He is a legitimate badass and is easily the strongest human character in the show, but suffers the same fate as Piccolo. They're not Saiyans. They don't do Super Saiyan transformations, and they don't have the proper gimmicks that allow us to move through shonen-type anime. So, they get 1 or 2 cool shining moments, like a Destructo Disc that cuts off Frieza's tail, indicating that had Krillin not been heard and would have cut Frieza in half, just like Frieza cut himself in half, Frieza would be dead. Krillin had the power and a technique that could have killed Frieza. He was relevant. Always. That's why they make it such a big deal that Krillin does the Destructo Disc in the Cell Saga and hits Cell in the neck, pew, and all it does is just pitter away and Cell doesn't even move. That's the reason it's such a big deal. It's the reason they're like, oh shit, Perfect Cell. Holy shit. It's a big deal. Krillin was never a joke. Krillin fan, damn it. Statue's awesome. Let's move to the last part of the Saiyan saga, shall we? These 2 pieces here are amazing. Goku, Kaioken 3, Kamehameha, Gallic Gun, Vegeta. Both at the end of the Saiyan saga, both laying down that final battle that pretty much ended that fight. Yes, it's true that after he got hit with the Kamehameha ×4 Kaioken, he fell back down to Earth and then continued to fight because he just turned into the Azaru. And it's also true that he wasn't even done after that point, because even after losing his tail, he still fought like that. That fight will make you tired. Like, you will be literally exhausted at the ass whooping, the amount of ass whooping that this guy can take. These statues are amazing. This was the moment of the Saiyan saga. That beam battle was extraordinary. And these 2 pieces are some of the coolest pieces in my entirety of Dragon Ball Z stuff. Now, who was the cause of the entire Saiyan issue? Because there was a character. And in hindsight, there was a character, because let's be honest here, they weren't thinking ahead that far. He didn't think that far ahead to Frieza, because you can obviously tell that Frieza was not a thing until later, because of the shit that Raditz talks. This statue, Perfect Form Frieza, first appearance, is really cool. This is the first appearance where he takes that first step forward, puts his hands out, opens them, and begins that slight power-up and reveals just how sick and broken he is about to be, how ridiculously powerful he is about to be. This is a star attraction in my collection. I love Frieza. I think he is the best bad guy in Dragon Ball Z, the last time that the bad guys were truly relevant. Cell, regeneration. Boo, regeneration. That gets old to me. The bad guy that can get his ass kicked over and over and over again, and does get his ass kicked over and over and over again, but he can regenerate and he's constantly getting stronger. And hiccup. Like, that was not Frieza. Frieza was a very different situation, because when Frieza showed up, that fight was for keeps. Frieza, in every single move in that fight, was losing power and was a relevant, tough, ultra-powerful bad guy that could have been killed at any moment and could have done the killing at any moment. That makes him extraordinarily relevant. Because unlike other bad guys in Dragon Ball Z, where Boo basically got his ass kicked by every character one at a time, blown to bits, blown to bits, blown to bits, over and over and over again, and then they're like, oh, he can regenerate, oh no. And then Cell, who, once again, Cell was held off by Krillin. Form 2 Cell was held off by Ten Shinhan. Form 1 was defeated by Piccolo. Pretty much. Could have been. I honestly believe that. If Piccolo hadn't had so much of his energy taken away from fighting 17, he would have probably been on par with First Form Cell. There's all this indication that First Form Cell continues to be broken through regeneration and Piccolo abilities. And like things like Goku blew him in half and shit like that. Like, it doesn't interest me as much. Still cool, but Cell I don't think holds the same kind. Like, because like when I'm watching the fight and I know that at any time if a Destructo Disc were to hit Frieza in the midsection, Frieza's done. Frieza's a legitimate, skill-based, hardcore superpower. Then they make that little statement that Frieza never trained a day in his life and yada yada. Well, then that's natural, ridiculous level talent and power that still puts him on the mortal scale where he can be wiped out at any second by somebody's attack. The fight was both suspenseful on his end and their end. Because they could win, and he could win. Then you get to Cell, and like, unless you disintegrate him down to the literal every cell, then he can't die. And then you get to Boo, and they just replay the whole thing. Like, if even one drop of goo survives, he's not going anywhere. Well, so what then? The whole idea behind the fight is almost broken at that point, because now you put all of the suspense, all of the drive, all of the push onto the other guys. The heroes are now at disadvantage all the time. It's interesting. Frieza was the last villain to be at disadvantage. To have the possibility of losing at any time if he underestimated the situation. Cell never had that problem. He was pretty much frickin' immortal. And it took a cool moment. Because I talked about this. Akira Toriyama was famous for just playing the cool angle. I'm pretty sure there's a form past Super Saiyan. Here's the form past Super Saiyan. Oh, wait, that's not actually a form past Super Saiyan. All right, well, Trunks, here's the form past Super Saiyan. Oh, wait, nope, that's actually not the form past Super Saiyan. Goku knows that the kid is really strong. Uh-oh, the kid isn't actually as strong as Goku thought. Situations are mounting. A robot died. Super Saiyan 2. One of the coolest moments in Dragon Ball Z, but let's at least be honest about what it was. It was and this is true for almost all of Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball Z Super, it was just oh shit, I wrote myself into a corner superpower. Oh shit, I wrote myself into a corner super ridiculous attack. It's a good writing idea because it kept us watching Dragon Ball for years and it made the characters what they are. And that show is famous for playing the cool factor and pretty much creating what shonen is today. Pretty much every gimmick used in Dragon Ball Z has built the entire shonen manga industry today. You can expect to see transformations, you can expect to see push and training and drive and overwhelming odds and like extreme suspense and how am I gonna do this and uh-oh, cool moment. It built the foundation of what we watch. Dragon Ball Z deserves respect for what it is, but it deserves to be called out too. These were my cake toppers at my wedding. My wife picked these, not me. My wife said, I found the cake toppers. And I was like, what? Really? Okay, cool. I was expecting like a bride and groom, maybe one of those funny things where like the bride is dragging away the groom or something like that. One of those things. And then she's like, check it out. And I was like, what the shit? Goku Chi-Chi wedding? Like, that's fucking awesome. I was blown away by that. Was absolutely blown away by that she picked the cake toppers and they turned out to be Dragon Ball Z. And you know what? That's strangely relevant. Because me and Michelle, one of the first like series that we watched in terms of this kind of stuff, in terms of mass fandom, huge following series, I sat down and watched the entirety of Dragon Ball Z with Michelle. Every single episode, the uncut, not Kai, the uncut, the orange box collection, all of it, all the way through. And she really got into it. And it made me get into it even more, having that kind of ability to share it like that. And it changed Dragon Ball Z on an even higher level, making it one of the more important animes that I have ever seen in my life now, because it's an anime that I literally shared complete with my wife. Now, we've watched other things like Cowboy Bebop and things of that nature, and we've watched all of the original Mobile Suit Gundam with each other, and we've watched all of Gundam Origin and some things like that. We watch animes together. It's true, we do. And we watched all of Yu Yu Hakusho together, but like, this is not a small anime. This is huge, and we're still watching it together today because now we're going through Super at the same time with each other. It changes the foundation of the anime to have someone to share it with like that. And it has been an interesting experience to have that, to experience that firsthand, to know what it's like to share something like that. Because, like, I thought I would have that with my daughter. And we do. We watch shows here and there and things like that. But, like, in all honesty, for everything that I have in common with my daughter, she's not ready to sit down yet. She's 9 years old and she'd rather watch YouTube for hours and hours and hours rather than 700 plus episodes of Dragon Ball Z. And I get that. I get that. There's games to play, there's fun to have, there's a million things to experience, and the world has changed. The way we handle media has changed. And so it is cool to find shows that you could sit down and enjoy on that level with somebody personally. And there are few shows that I've found that are this big that me and my wife can kind of sit down at the same time like that. Dragon Ball Z is huge. We watched all of it. She picked the cake toppers. So, we have now added this Saiyan Saga stuff and a Super Saiyan 3 into the collection. That's all for me. I'm gonna get out of here.
spoken. Take what you will from it.